story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
This is CoreTV News on the hour with Nifemi Oguntoye. The spate of crude oil theft in Nigeria has continued unabated, costing the country losses worth billions of naira. Industry watchers are worried that the amount of oil stolen daily could cripple the country's economy in the nearest future if not checked urgently. Now, the Western Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy on Sunday raided the Majidun area of Ikorodu in Lagos, where thousands of 50-liter containers filled with petroleum products and stored in abandoned buildings in the area were intercepted. Correspondent Omotayo Alo went on a guarded tour of the Majidun waterways and filed in this report.
The saying that every day is for the thief and one day for the owner played out against the masterminds of oil theft in Majidun community, Ikorodu, Lagos State. Thousands of 50-liter containers containing stolen petroleum products by pipeline vandals were intercepted on the Majidun waterways following tip-off. CoreTV News gathered that the well-stored product is set for illegal exportation. However, little did the suspected oil vendors know that their trail was about to be discovered by the Nigerian Navy, who deployed its men to sweep the area of all illegal activities. Officials of the Nigerian Navy also disclosed that some of the containers were found in abandoned houses in the community and some outlets built on water. With the magnitude of the illegal activities discovered in this area, it was an operation no movement for residents of Majidun, who said the operations of the naval officials started about 4 a.m. Kafayat Ibrahim, a resident of Majidun who was reluctant to speak initially, later disclosed the information at her disposal.
They say they put kite for there. No do. Now the thing we I know say they do now be down. They do am morning, they do afternoon. For even self they do am. Now anytime they do.
Another resident, Abiodun Austin, said he was glad that government is finally risen up to its duties of nabbing vandals whom he described as enemies of the nation.
We don't have any power to conquer them, but when the government itself open eye and see what is going on, then we are free. It's not anybody that went to report them. It is the government that see them and know that they are really economic sabotage.
The flag officer commanding Nigerian Navy Western Command, Sami Alade, however, opted to give full details of the operation at a press brief that will soon be decided by him. Two words to describe the activities taking place in this area is economic sabotage. These containers are actually some of the containers found on water. And you know what? There are still thousands and uncountable containers that the Nigerian Navy are still bringing back on land. And you know what? They were found because some of the economic destroyers of the country actually use these containers to export oil to God knows where. But the Nigerian Navy rise up to this challenge. It's expected the Nigerians begin to get into activities that would build the economy of Nigeria and not one that would destroy it. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
The Nigerian military has extended the ban on vehicular movement in the troubled Borno state by 1 more day. The military had banned vehicles from moving on the roads of the state, which has been under emergency rule for about a year and a half now, as a result of Boko Haram insurgency since Friday evening. The ban, which was said to have been slammed on the troubled state to forestall the planned attack of insurgents on the state during the Salah celebration, was expected to be lifted on Monday morning. But the military authority, in a statement on Sunday signed by the spokesman of the 7th Division of the Nigerian Army, Sani Usman, said the restriction has been extended until Tuesday. Though there was no explanation given on the extension, It's however believed that the threat of the attack of the insurgents may still be very much alive. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Sahad Abubakar III, and Governor Aliyu Wamako of Sokoto State have advocated the creation of state police in the country to tackle insurgency. The two leaders spoke in Sokoto on Sunday when the Sultan paid the traditional Salah homage to the governor. Abubakar, who was the first to speak, said state governments were already spending huge sums of money to provide vehicles and security gadgets, among others, to security agencies in the country. Responding, Wamako said state police, when created, would assist in reducing difficulty currently being faced by policemen often deployed to states other than theirs. Now, fresh crisis has hit the Labour Party following last week's defection of Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko from the party to the People's Democratic Party. A group of party members represented by its National Publicity Secretary Ikpe Etokudo on Sunday dissociated themselves from the proposed National Convention slated for October 11 in Akure, the Ondo State capital. However, National Chairman of the party, Dan Nwayawu, revealed that Etokudo has since been relieved of his appointment and suspended from the party. According to him, there was no way a suspended member can act for or on behalf of the party in any capacity. A statement by Etokudo had advised all party members, especially those wishing to vie for elective positions on the platform of the party, not to patronize or have anything to do with the PDP-sponsored National Convention holding in Akure, Ondo State. He described the gathering as illegal, adding that anything that emanates from it would be null, void, and therefore of no consequence whatsoever. Away from there to Osun, trust politicians to cash in on opportunities. This is the story in Osun State as ambitions members of the All Progressives Congress with eyes on the 2015 general elections seized the occasion to provide the Eid al-Kabir celebration to thank their supporters and other party faithful for their support to Rauf Aregbesola during the August 9 governorship election. Rashid encountered one of the parties at Ilobu in Osun State and brought back their support.
Drawing party faithfuls from Oshogbo, Olorunda, Orodu, and the Irekpodun local government areas forming a federal constituency, the Itesiwaju group, one of the proponents of the re-election bid of Aregbesola, chose no better time than this festive period to celebrate the governor's victory. Not oblivious of the case at the election tribunal, this APC chieftain expresses confidence that Aregbesola will repeat his winning streak.
I know justice say anything against me unless you are able to prove it. If you make any allegation against me unless you are able to prove it. And I know what allegation made against Aregbesola could never be proved.
The host and leader of Itesiwaju Group, Wale Alabi, also used the opportunity to declare his ambition for the House of Representatives under the APC come 2015.
If we keep doing the same thing the same way every time, we're going to get the same answer. So we need to change the way we do things, and I'm representing that change. So what we intend to do is to strengthen our party so that the party becomes the main structure of decision making. So we're going to bring change into every strategy of this government.
The fact that many other APC members, among them the incumbent Lassan Yusuf, have shown interest in the seat notwithstanding, Alabi believes his chance is bright in the primary and the election proper.
The masses are behind us. So they say one with God is a majority. The God Almighty is with us, irrespective of provocations, irrespective of attack, we are better physical or otherwise. We have resolved irrevocably to continue with this project. And it's a project that is supported by the masses and the Almighty around.
Only time will tell if this victory party will be repeated by the group after the election in 2015. Rashid, CoreTV News.
As the Adamawa State governorship by-election draws close, a stalwart of the All Progressives Congress and one-time deputy governorship aspirant Abdulrazak Namdaz says the party has designed a strategy for creating employment and empowering the youths and women when voted into power. Speaking in an exclusive interview with CoreTV News in Yola, Namdaz promised APC will bring about the desired change.
If you provide infrastructure, wherever you're providing infrastructure, be it roads, you find that you provide employment along the line. This employment we're talking is not even an office thing. You can provide infrastructure and then people will get job. Whether it's temporary or not, people are being engaged and they will plan as it happens. So we also provide some kind of skills that people will get trained and also benefit as time goes on. There are soft loans that you give to people, women, youths, and even the elderly who can still go into businesses. So there are several approaches to it. And we know that it's only APC that we have been printing change. For 15 years, nothing has changed in this country. We need to change things.
He reiterated that the youths and women must be given attention if the country desires to achieve stability.
If you don't give attention to youths and women, you hardly always have problems in this country. We believe that by the time you give more employment and you give women the opportunity to participate in governance, and actually things will change for the better.
Meanwhile, Speaker of the Adamawa State House of Assembly, Kwamoto Lauri, says agricultural production needs to be given adequate attention in order to revive the economic status of the people of the state. He says the PDP government, when voted into power, will encourage all farmers and youths in the state.
Initially, we are agro-based country. We are exporting our cocoa, our granules, our palm oil, rubber, and what have you. But where are they now? They have almost disappeared. We are so much putting emphasis on the white-collar job, government employment all over the place. Now, it's for us to change our orientation and change our system. Let us, ensure that, we encourage people. Let the government even put more money in buying this produce from the farmers. If you know, even if you don't sell this in the market, the government will buy it over from you. Of course, you'll be encouraged to go because you know you are not going to lose. If this attitude that you are not going to lose is imbibing us, you find that the people will now be trooping back to this farming so that they will now, be producing, and before you know it, we'll be exporting these foods, we'll be exporting this farm produce all over the world. And by the time we're exporting, now that means we're getting foreign currency, that means we are creating more employment, that means of course we are getting more money, and then before you know it, all these profits will be plowed back into developing our roads, developing our rural areas, open them up.
Also frowned at the over-dependence on government by the people and says the PDP government will strive to make the people of Adamawa State self-reliant.
In our system, people expect so much from government that they fold their hands and wait for government to even feed them. And definitely the whole of, you go around the world, you cannot see this kind of thing going on. All that the government have to do, is to assist you to achieve your aspirations, to make the environment conducive for you so as to operate. But if you come to our places, they expect a lot of things from the government, and that we have to change the orientation. It has to start from us. We have to be enterprise enough to sustain ourselves. Of course, the government have to provide the conducive environment for us to thrive. That is basically what the government has to do. But you don't expect the government to carry food and put it in your mouth.
You're watching CoreTV News live from Lagos. I'll be back with more stories after this timeout.
Der Torschütze zum zwischenzeitlichen 1:1. Semenike schickt Musa, da ist Ahmed Musa! Und da ist der Ausgleich!
It's a beautiful Saturday evening in the city of Lagos.
Off the turn, Phelps had it, but then Matsui kept going.
Finals. 5 to shoot. Leonard does.
Sports is concerned, and of course, making a difference for all of us here from all our production crew. Thanks for all your pleasure.
Thanks for joining us again. Protesting factory workers of a Lagos-based hair product manufacturing company have accused the management of ill treatment of its staff, which they claimed led to the death of one of their colleagues. The body of Atukpo Wisdom, who according to them died on Wednesday, September 24, was later discovered at the back of the company's premises. The angry workers said the death of their colleague is the last straw that has broken the camel's back. They decry bitterly the stringent measures used by the management to compel workers to perform their duties. Omotayo Alo has more.
They have not permitted to work. They are working illegal. When people are dying inside, this thing is illegal. Please, see what we bring from Alausa yesterday. See.
These workers are bent on taking their freedom by force from the management of Linda Manufacturing Company, even if it costs them their jobs. The unjust practice, according to them, has been on for a very long time.
The guy went before his group leader, and the group leader refused to give him permission, and that was what caused the death of this innocent guy.
How can you be working here? You are not permitted to go for a sick leave. Even if you tell them you are sick, they will tell you, oh, guy, if you no one work, stop work. What does that mean? It's in the constitution. I'm asking. Oh, guy, if you don't say you don't feel work, resign. It has happened to me, and I'm a witness to it. We can be sacked for what we are doing, but I don't care. Even if I am sacked, but leaving a good legacy behind is what matters most. Please, I'm begging, for God's sake, come to our aid, please.
Right in front of the Shots Factory gate, the publicity secretary of the Campaign for Democracy and Workers, Chinedu Bosa, took out time to address them, promising legal action against the company.
I'm calling on the Fashola-led government to continue to seal this company until the management meets the demands of workers. And those are some of the demands. And true, they must end this piece rate work policy, where we are expected to meet a certain target. Even if you don't meet that target till 12 midnight, you are supposed to be in work till that very moment. For those who are nursing mothers, they can't go home to attend to their children. They must be in workplace until they meet their target. Sometimes those targets are as a result of their management's inability to provide the necessary tools and materials to work with. So sometimes they keep them here till 10 p.m. before they close.
Workers say they were tear gassed every time they gathered to protest. They, however, say they are bent on seeking justice as the company didn't comply with the stop work order issued by the Lagos State Safety Commission. On a mission to inquire from the Lagos Safety Commission on why the seal order was not adhered to, a member of staff who attended to us on behalf of the Director General of the Commission, Dominga Odebomi, says the Commission cannot issue any statement on it now. The protesting workers have, however, vowed to seek justice. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
A former president of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Dikpo Fashino, on Sunday said the union would collaborate with other bodies to organize a national education summit in Abuja. Fashino, who's also the chairman, local organizing committee of the summit, told journalists in Ibadan that the summit would hold between October 27 and November 1. He said the unions took the decision because the current education system in Nigeria was dysfunctional. According to him, the current education system will continue to make Nigeria an appendage to Europe and America. Fashino added that the summit would x-ray the education system with a view to restructuring it to liberate Nigerians. The former ASU leader said that there was a need to develop an education system that could serve the interest of Nigeria, adding that the Nigeria education system was one-sided. The Akpete community and outskirts in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, is calling on the state government to urgently complete the bridge linking it to its neighboring environments. CoreTV News, Omotayo Alo recently undertook a journey to the area.
This resident is not pleased with the pace of work and the reconstruction of the bridge. He accused the government of taking residents for granted, while also pointing to the absence of contractors at the site as abandonment of the project.
If we look at this thing, they have abandoned this thing again. Are we going to say that there is no money in this country or there is no money in Oyo State? So let's just be realistic about everything we are doing. So everybody is a politician. So they are just trying to play politics against us. So we are wiser than all the whatever the talk they are saying.
The State's Commissioner for Works, Polade, in his reaction stated that the government wants the best for its citizens, adding that it has no intention of depriving them of something that's important.
And we made a pledge that time that Akwete Bridge will become passable, by October. And the whole work will be completed by December. There's a close monitoring for the job that is going on there. Even the 3 beams that we are talking about, it was the ministry officials that went here and we noted, oh no, we will not allow this beam to be used because we are not just constructing a bridge, we are doing a first-class international standard project in that place, which we expect that, it will be there serving the people for a long time also.
Acknowledging the efforts of government so far on the bridge, the leader of the community commended the governor for rising promptly to the demands of the community by promising to provide all the necessary amenities in addition to completing the bridge under construction. He, however, prayed for the quick fulfillment of his promises.
What we need is to help us to complete all these things. Like he promised of the road leading to Akufo that he will do it when they finish the bridge. We didn't see the hand on that road because the road from Akwete to Akufo is very worst. And we thank him very much for what he has been doing for us because we don't expect this thing from his government. It was God that led him know the right thing and the right time to do it for the people of my area.
The collapsed bridge used to service residents of about 5 communities, including Ibadan Polytechnic, Akpete and Awoton. These areas are also largely populated by staff and students of the University of Ibadan. All that starts well should end well. The collapsed Akpete Bridge have of course raised a lot of controversy in this community. While government say they are making efforts to building a state-of-the-art bridge, residents say the construction is taking too much time. But their message to government is actually to expedite work and make this bridge come back to life as soon as possible. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Ibadan.
You're watching CoreTV News live from Lagos. I'll be back with more stories after this time out. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
Outside Nigeria, pro-democracy demonstrators in Hong Kong appear to be withdrawing from some protest sites and regrouping at the main site outside government buildings. But student protesters denied blocking entrances to government headquarters and insisted civil servants could return to work. They said they would agree to the government's offer of talks if attacks on them were investigated and protest sites were not forcefully cleared. Hong Kong's leader says public offices and schools will open on Monday. The protesters are angry that China's plans to vet election candidates in 2017. They're demanding that the central government in Beijing allow Hong Kong to hold fully free elections in the next vote for the territory's leader. Report says the number of protesters has dwindled and many do not relish a brave last stand in the face of an expected forceful eviction by the police. Hong Kong Chief Executive Tsai Leung had called on the protesters to end the demonstrations warning that police had a responsibility to take all actions necessary to resume social order. And that wraps it on CoreTV News this hour. Join us again at 11 o'clock for more stories. Coming up next is Core Digest. Stay with us.